Welcome in, welcome in. Happy Monday, everyone. We're going to be working on some pre-algebra. So if you know anybody that's struggling with solving equations, two-step and multi-step, please share this live with them. How's everybody doing? Hey, Scotty, good afternoon. Thank you, Natalie, for liking the live. All right. I'm going to start here. So number one, we have 6x minus 2 equals 40, okay? The biggest thing, hello. Hi, Elizabeth. Hey, you guys. I'm finally back. Add 2 to both sides. Yes, Kara coming in strong. So we're going to do the opposite of minus. We're going to add 2 to both sides. Wonderful. We're going to drop down that 6x equals 40 plus 2 is 42. Now, what do we have to do? Hey, Gran. Hey. Lexi, take my GD math test soon. I'm so scared. Well, best of luck, Lexi. I hope you just study. Watch. I got my videos for the GED math test on YouTube. So go try some of those problems on there. You got this, though. Study. Divide by 6. I love it. You guys are on it. Whenever a number is attached to a variable, they're multiplied. So we have to undo that by dividing. And x equals 7. Perfect. Good. Now, I want to show how we can check this, okay? Because I was like surprisingly shocked when some of my 10th graders didn't understand how to check their work. So I just want to show, if it says check your solution, you're literally plugging in this 7 for this x, okay? And you're hoping that the left side equals the right side. So let's just do that. 6 times 7 minus 2 equals 40. So 6 times 7 is 42 minus 2. And then 40 equals 40. Now, this helps for when you get into Algebra 2, because you're going to have to start doing actually, when you get into trig identities, when you're showing the left side equals the right side, this helps in that understanding. All right. So let's go to number 2. What do we have to move first, you guys? Let me see it in the chat. Thank you for the follows. Kara said add 8. Wonderful. Good. So we're going to add 8. Good. Scotty said add 8. So we're going to add 8 to both sides. Okay. We're going to drop down our 7x and then 34 plus 8. So I think it's 8, 10, 12, 42. Good. A last step always. If we want to get x by itself, good. Divide by 7. Nate said divide by 7. Yes. Divide by 7. Because these are multiplied, so we have to undo that multiplication. And x equals 6. Perfect. All right. Let's do number 3. So we have 14y plus 7 equals 91. Now, you guys should be able to see a pattern. Does everybody see how we're always moving the number that's not with the variable? Good. Minus 7. Perfect. So we get that from the one step. You would do one step equations before two step, okay? So you always move the number to the other side that doesn't have the variable attached to it. So 14y, we're going to drop down. And then 91 minus 7. Can somebody put it in the chat for us? What do we get from 91 minus 7? Nate says subtract the 36. You on 4, Nate? Do I want to do that, though? 84. Thank you. I'm getting 80. Ooh, I'm getting 83, 84. It's 84. Okay, and then we're going to divide by 14. And y equals, what is that? What is it? Somebody tell me in the chat. Good. Somebody said, well, no, move the 4, move the 10. You guys are already on the next one. 6, 6. Thank you, Larry. Yes, 6. Okay. Thank you. Thank you. All right. Now, I was seeing some great conversation. Somebody said we should move to 36. But remember, if you have a time test, you want to do the least amount of steps, right? So if we look here, we're used to moving the number over here, but we have to think why, okay? Why we're moving the number over here is because the number doesn't have a variable. But if we look here, this has a variable. So we wouldn't want to move the 36 on this side because we can't combine them. So how do we move? So what we want to do is we want to get the x to this side. So we want to do the opposite of plus. So we're going to subtract 4x to both sides. I mean, technically you're not wrong. You can move the 36, but it's just more steps. Okay. Oh, good. I'm glad you're here with me. Join. Okay, so we're going to drop down to 36. And then 10x minus 4x gives us 6x. And what's that last step, y'all? How do we get x by itself? Larry says 6 again. Good. Divide. Yes. Woman said divide by 6. I love it. Yes, we're dividing by 6. So x equals 6. And that's our answer. Wow, we had 6, 6, 6, 3, 6. Crazy. All right. Let's go to the next. Okay, so now we're getting in more to where we have variables on both sides, okay? So let's go to number 1. Can you do a geometry review for midterms? Yes. What are you guys doing? Are you guys doing proofs? What are you guys working on in geometry? Tell me, and I'll get it done. Plus 3C. Good. World said plus 3C. Yes, we want the C's to one side, and we don't want it with the 20. So we're going to do the opposite of plus 3C. Plus 3C. Proofs, they're making me crazy. Oh, yes, I got you. Yes, yes, yes. When are your midterms? So, because we should be coming up on a Christmas break after this week, huh? 1 plus 3 is 4C equals negative 20. So we want to get C by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by 4. Divide by 4. C equals negative 5. And that is our beautiful answer. Good, you guys. I see Claudia said divide by 4. Amari gave me the answer, negative 5. Good. Can you do linear equations for midterms, Gabby? Yeah, we're doing linear equations. Like solving them, or what do you mean with what linear equations? Like solving them? I have multi-step. We're going to be doing multi-step distributing. So how do you find it on a graph? Oh, you want to do graphs. Let me look through my stuff to see if I have some graph work, but I can get that up. Add multi-step. Yes, we could do multi-step. So let's continue. Number 2, okay? Which side should I put my A on? Normally, I always say put my variable. No, this time, the first question, we put our variable on the left side. Which one should we put it on? Should we put it on the left side or should we put it on the right side? Which side should our variable, that means the letter, which side should the letter be on? Michaela said the left side. Is that my Michaela? Is that my Michaela from Ruther? Never mind, right? Okay. Yes, right. Good. Right. Technically, the people that are saying left, you're not wrong, but you're just going to do more steps. So how we move this negative 12 is we're going to add 12a to both sides. We're going to drop down this -8 equals. Now, this is where those integers come in. -16 plus 12. Somebody's down 16, you add 12. How much do they still owe you? $4. Okay, yes, -4a. Don't forget those negatives, yes. Good. Now we want a by itself. What do we have to do? 4 is the answer? Ooh, is it? Divide by -4. Divide. Okay, yes, we're going to divide by -4. So a equals, a negative divided by a negative is a positive. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Yes, 2. 2, 2 is our answer. Why does -12 go right? Because why? Now, it doesn't necessarily have to go right, okay? But we want to do this in the least amount of steps, especially when you have a time test. So we move this right because this -8 was on this side. So we want this -8 to be by itself and the A side to be by itself, because eventually we want the letter on by itself and the number by itself. So that's why we moved this over here, because this -8 was here. Great question. All right, let's do number 3. Okay. Now, it does not matter. You just have to pick which side do you want your variable on. Do you want it on the right side or do you want it on the left? What do you guys want? Where should we put our variable? What should we move? Right. Okay, we're going to, okay. So Michaela said we're going to put it on the right. Right. Okay, we can put it on the right. So if we choose to put it on the right side, that forces us to move this 3p, because this 3p is on the wrong side then. So how do I move a positive 3p? By minusing 3p to both sides. Okay. So now I'm going to drop down. Don't forget the negative on the 1. And then 5p minus 3p gives me 2p. And I'm going to drop down the -33. Since we chose to move the p on this side, that forces us to move the number on this side. Good. Michaela said add 33 to both sides. So we're going to plus 33 plus 33. Oh, somebody said add 1. So this is, you could have added 1 if you would have brought the 5 over here. But since we brought the p to this side, that forces us to bring the number to this side, because we don't want everything to one side. So that's why we have to move the 33 over here. Okay. So -1 plus 33 gives us 32 equals 2p. Good. Okay, I'm glad that's making sense. And same, I need help with algebra 2. What are you guys doing in algebra 2? Divide by 2, divide by 2. So p equals 32 divided by 2. What's half of 32? 16? 16. Polynomials and rational root theorem. Okay. Are you guys like dividing them, multiplying them, factoring them? Why algebra is so complicated with all these rules and steps, Lord? I know, right? Yeah, this is linear equations multi-step. Synthetic division and long division. Okay. Got it, Jack. Okay. All right, number 4. You guys are giving me topics to go over. I'm going to, I'll be hitting it next week, so good. Oh, Maya said, I love this type of algebra. Glad. Oh, this is what I'm doing in my class. Thank you. You're welcome. All right, so what are we going to do? Now, I always like to move my variable to the left. And why that is because when we get into inequalities, it's easier to read, like, those less than or greater than signs. It's literally like I struggled with this, like which one was less than, which one was greater than. But if you look at the arrow where it's pointing, that always tells you like this is pointing to the negative direction. So this is less than. But you always want to read it off of, that's why I always put my variable on this side, really. Thank you, Pat, for the rose. Thank you, thank you. So I'm going to move this positive 5 to the other side, you guys, by minusing 5q, okay, to both sides. So 8 minus 5 is 3q. Minus 5 equals negative 20. So we just went from multi-step to two-step. Now, what do I have to move to this side? Can you guys put it in the chat for me? What must I move to this side? Claudia said plus 5. Wonderful. 5. Yes, I see those 5s coming in. Since I decided to move the q, that forced me to move the 5 over here. So I'm going to add 5. And then I'm going to drop down my 3q equals negative 20 plus 5 gets me negative 15. Okay. Remember those integers. You owe somebody $20. You paid them 5. You still owe them 15. Okay. And then our last step, we're going to divide by the number that's with the variable. So we're going to divide by 3. And we get q equals negative 5. Good. Yes, negative 5. All right, now we can't have math without having some fractions, right? So we're going to take it up a notch here, okay? For those who hate fractions. Screenshot. Yes, I can go back if you need a screenshot, but I wanted to tell you I post these lives on YouTube. So if you go to my profile, click on my YouTube channel, follow me on there, and then you'll see all my lives posted. Oh, thank you so much for the rose. Clayline, thank you, thank you. All right, let's keep it pushing, okay? So here we have 2/3, 9c minus 3 equals 22. All right. Thank you, Pat, for the heart me. You're saving my life right now. Wonderful. Oh, thank you. I'm glad to be of help. Okay, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do this with distributing the fraction, okay? And then I'm going to show you how not to do it with the fraction. Okay, so let's go here. We're going to multiply this times this, and then multiply this times this. Distribute. So I'm going to write like what we're actually doing over here. So I'm doing 2/3 times 9 over 1. Remember, every whole number can be written over 1. Okay. So I always tell my students, especially if you're in algebra 2 and you're doing the rational, like, you know how you have to do the factor, and then you're simplifying. This is where you get that from. We have to cross simplify. So 9 divided by 3 can go into 3. And then we can do 2 times 3 and just get 6. Good. Or your girl said we can get 18/3. Yes, you can if you just multiply straight across. But then you're going to still have to do 18 divided by 3, which is going to get you 6. So you save a step here. It saves you time if you just cross simplify and then multiply. But both ways will work. But it just depends on how much time you have for the test, right? And if we're getting ready, my juniors, if you're getting ready for your ACT, remember, you have 60 problems and you have 60 minutes to do it. So it's a minute a problem. So you really don't have time to be wasting. It's all about saving your time as much as you can. Okay. So now let's do here. Let's go here. Let's do 2/3 times a -3 over 1. Okay. Remember, these 3 divided by 3 cancels. We're going to get left with a -1. So 2 times a -1 gets us a -2. So here we could say -2 equals 22. Any questions on how we got this? Any questions here? Because I know these fractions can kind of trip people up. Good. Somebody said we can also multiply both sides by 3. Yes. Yes. And that's what I'm going to do, that method on this one. Great. I'm glad you said that. Okay. All right. Nobody put the questions in there. Why do we need to know this in school? Does he ever use it in real life? David, no. We don't need to know this. I don't think, unless you're going to be a math teacher, then yeah, you want to know this. Because you want to explain it right? So -2, we're going to add 2 to both sides, okay? So we're going to add 2 here and add 2 here. And then 6c equals 22 plus 2 gives us 24. You also needed to graduate. It's one of the requirements. But, it all depends on your goals. Do I still do one-on-one tutoring? Yes. I did take a break there for a minute because, I just had my baby, my last baby boy. But please email me. I do have some openings. Okay. Good. And then we're going to divide by 6. Yes, we're going to divide because these are multiplied together and we have to undo it through multiplication, do the division. So 24, Claudia said it's 4. Wonderful. 24 divided by 6 is 4. Okay, good. Now, somebody said we could have just multiplied both sides by 3. Well, what can we multiply both sides by here if we don't want to deal with any fractions? Can somebody tell me? What can we multiply on this one? Good. Claudia said 5. Oh, let me see. I'm a STEM major and we do not need to know how to solve these equations. What STEM? What STEM major are you? What STEM are you in? So we're going to multiply both sides by 5. Perfect. Oh, computer science. Yes. You like it? Do you love computer science? Oh, yeah, on the job for sure. No. I was like, but I'm sure you had to take a couple of math classes for you to graduate for computer science. So we're going to clear this out, okay? Because 5 divided by 5 cancels. And then we're going to be left with 3 times 10x minus 5 equals. Now, can somebody do this for me? 27 times 5? Yo, somebody said, shaking my head. Yes, you'll need pre-algebra, and for some occupations, they do not teach. They don't teach this. Just give us some busy work. Yes, that is the truth. A lot of the stuff is busy work. Yes, love it. Aw, wonderful. Okay. I had to take, because when you do math major, you have to take one computer programming class. I was like, not for me. And I don't know if it's because I had a professor where I could barely understand. He had a very strong accent. So I was trying to fight through that, try to understand what he was trying to teach me. But it was just a horrible experience for me. I was like, this programming stuff ain't for everybody. Thank you so much for the TikToks. All right. So somebody told me it was 135. I'm trusting them. Did anybody get anything else differently from 27 times 5? I need to start doing more pre-calc. But when I do like higher math, I don't seem like I don't know if my algorithm is like reaching the people that need it. Oh, Goofy said I want to go back to college and get my music degree, but math is really messing me up. I can't pass the AAA. AAA, is that a interest exam? So Kai said 30x minus 15. Good. You distributed here. Okay, you multiply by 5 because it's the denominator, right? Yes. Yes. So I multiply both sides by 5 because it's the denominator that we wanted to cancel out and just leave the 3. Okay. So 3 times 10 is 30x. Good. And 3 times 5 is negative 15. And then we have 135. I hope this is right. Let me see. That's 35, 3. Yep, that's right. And then we're going to minus 15, but we're going to do the opposite. So we're going to add 15 to both sides. Drop down our 30x. And then we get, carry the 1. That's 5. 150. Do you do nursing med math? Yes, I do. I do for the HESI and TEAS test. And I do dosage calculations because those are just really proportions. So we're going to do this. We're going to divide both sides by 30. Okay, we're going to divide by 30. And let me show you guys, whenever you have a 0, those cancel out. So a 0 on top can cancel with the 0 on the bottom. So really you're left with 15 divided by 3. And that's going to give us 5. If you're not good at division, right, think of it as 3 times what gives you 15. Because I find that most people know more multiplication than division. So really just train your brain to think about 3 times what can give us 15. Instead of looking at it as 15 divided by 3. If you struggle with division, okay? Do you do college algebra? I'm taking it next semester. Yes, sweet. Yes. Yep. I've been tutoring a person that's in intermediate algebra in college. And they're about to come up on their final. Ooh, them word problems. I have math next semester. Do you always do this? Yeah, I just started back. I used to go live all the time, but now I'm slowly getting back to it. I just had my baby, so I'm slowly getting back. All right, let's do number 3, you guys. So what's our first step? What are we going to do here? What do you guys want to do first for number 3? Oh, thank you, thank you. I have my last baby boy. I made sure of it this time. This was the last one for sure, you guys. Distribute. Good. Distribute. Yes. We're going to multiply. So we're going to distribute this 8 to here and here. Okay. So 8 times 6 is 48B. And then 8 times 7, what's that? 56. We're going to drop down our plus 23 equals 63. Okay, now let's talk about it. Some people might be like, well, let's move this 56 over here. Well, let's move the 23 over here. You guys are all right if you're thinking that. But what we can do is we can combine like terms also. Okay, because these are on the same side, so we can combine these. Thank you, Sandy, for the teddy bear. Thank you. So we can do that by doing negative 56 plus 23. And so what do we get? Oh, good. Juju said my son already solved it. Good. Okay, Juju, tell him to put it in the chat. What's our answer so we can check it? Okay, Y said negative 33. Perfect. So we're going to do 48B minus 33 equals 63. Good. Now this becomes a two-step equation. We want to move this to this side by doing the opposite of this minus. So we're going to add 33 to both sides. And we're going to drop down our 48b equals, this is 696. Thank you for the rose, bro. Thank you for the roses. We're going to do the opposite, and we're going to divide by 48. So B equals, let me see those answers in the chat. What's our answer? Put the teacher, oh, mom life said 2. Wonderful. Good. Yes, it is 2. Okay, I see you. Good job. 2. Good. Yes. All right. And I just want to say again, oh, my baby is waking up. Y'all might hear him. Again, I do post these lives on YouTube, you guys. So if you're looking for this live to practice, hi, Nian. You can do that by going to my YouTube. All right. Yes, this is Algebra 1. Yeah. And then we're going to do, I want to end off, if he'll let me. It doesn't look like it. But I did want to do solving some literal equations where you solve for the variable. So we'll see. We'll see how far we get. We only got 2 more pages. All right. So what we're going to do first here is we're going to distribute the 3. So we're going to multiply here. We're going to drop down our 10 plus 3 times z. When anybody asks you what's a number times a letter, squish them together, you guys, always. 3z. And then 3 times 4 is plus 12 equals 19. Now, what can we combine? Let me see it. 33z plus 12. Good. Okay. 10 and plus 12. Wonderful. These are like terms. So I can combine them because they're on the same side. So I can drop down my 3z. And then 10 plus 12 gives us 22 equals 19. All right. I want to move. This becomes a 2-step. I want to move. Good. B said then negative 22. Wonderful. We're going to minus 22 to both sides because we always move the number that doesn't have the letter attached to it because these are like terms. So 19 minus 22, I think, is negative 3. And we get 3z. Last step. Good. The answer is negative 1. Good. Yes. And you didn't forget that negative on it. Negative 1. Perfect. Good. All right. Can somebody put the distributing here? Put it in the chat. Let me see you guys distribute this 6. $30 minus 6K. 30 minus 6K. Wonderful. Yes. So we're going to drop down this negative 9 plus 30 minus 6K. We go here. And remember, this is a 1 here, a negative 1. So you're doing 6 times negative 1. That's how you get that negative 6 there. Equals 12. Good. And then negative 9 plus 30 is going to give us 21 minus 6K equals 12. Good. All right. What do we do now? What am I going to have to do next? minus 21. Wonderful. Subtract the 21. Perfect. Although it wasn't like typically written like this, you still need to get the number that doesn't have the letter next to it to the other side. And since this is a positive number, has no sign, we have to do the opposite by subtracting. So we're going to subtract 21 here. You guys, I wish you guys could see me right now. This is so hilarious. Like, I'm holding my son. He's just chilling in my arms, and then I'm still doing math. Y'all be like, it's crazy motherhood, I tell you. So 12 minus 21 is negative 9. Thank you. Oh, is it negative 9? 9. Yep, negative 9. Hi. Good. And then we're going to divide by negative 6. Negative 6. A negative divided by a negative is always a positive. So we end up with 9 over 6. But this can be reduced. I saw some people putting it in there as a decimal. But if I divide this by 3, then I end up with 3 halves. But if I have to split $3, remember that's $1.50. So either of these would work. 3 halves or 1.5, 150. Good. All right, let's continue. Okay, so far we just been doing the distributive property with just a number. Now we have distributive property and a multi-step here. So we're stepping it up another level, right? So we're going to distribute here. So 3 times 4 gives us 12n. And 3 times negative 1 gives us negative 3. Minus 2 equals 8n plus 3. All right, I'm going to come to you guys. What do we do next? Oh, you're taking the T's in January? Oh, good. I'm glad you're here for this because they do have solving equations. But if you're terrible in algebra, what I would do, because it's all multiple choice, is I would plug in my answers rather than trying to solve it, because it is a time test. So I would plug in my answers. That's another test strategy that you could use if you're not good at solving equations. Is by just plugging in the answer and checking, because you do get to use a calculator, I believe, on the T's. So somebody said 12n minus 5. Good. Wonderful. Yes, we can combine these. These are like terms. So we're going to get 12n. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. Equals 8n plus 3. Okay. Now, what side do we want our variable on? The right side or the left side? It does not matter. You just have to decide. Slim, I'll tell you once we solve this. Okay? I'll show you what I mean by plugging it in. Left, left. Good. So if I'm choosing left side, that means that I have to move the positive 8n to the other side. So I have to subtract 8n to both sides. So 12 minus 8 is going to give me 4n minus 5 equals 3. Okay? And then I'm going to have to, if I chose to move the variable here, that means I have to move this negative 5 to the other side. So I'm going to add 5 to both sides, and I get 4n equals 8. Okay. And then our last step, whenever you have a number attached, they're multiplied. So we have to divide by 4, and n is going to equal 2. Okay. Now this is what I mean. Let me explain what I mean by I would just plug in. You're going to have A, B, C, or D, right? So you would say, okay, I'm going to start with C. I'm going to guess C. So C would be n equals 2. So what that means is you're going to plug in 2 into wherever you see an n. And you're hoping that this side calculates up to this side. So you would write 3 times 4 times 2 minus 1 minus 2 equals 8 times 2 plus 3. You will put this all in the calculator, get a number, and you will put this in the calculator and get a number. If they come out the same side, so 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3, and we would get 19 on this side. We're hoping that this side comes out 19 as well. Oh, are you telling them too? Are you talking to them? 4 times 2 is 8 minus 1, and 8 minus 1 is 9. Is this right? Did we do it right? Oh, you guys, my baby. Let me see. Did I do it right? Okay. So then we get 9 here. Let me see. 8 minus 1 is 9. Yep. 3 times 9 is 27. And then 27 minus 2. Something's not right here. Because we get, what, 25? So something ain't right. 8 times 2 is 16 plus 3 is 19. We did 3, 12, negative 3. Negative 3 minus 2 is negative 5. I minused here. 8 minus 12 is 4. I plus 5. I got, yeah. 8 divided by 4 is 2. Why am I not seeing it? Are you guys seeing it? It's 7. It's 7. Oh, thank you. That's why. I'm like, what is 7? 8 minus 1 is 7, not 9. I'm good. Thank you. Because I'm like, why is this not coming out? And then 3 times 7 is 21. And 21 minus 2 is 19. So since this side's equal to this side, it did check. And we are correct. Ty? Yes, of course I remember you, Ty. How you doing? You started a whole math page. How's it going? I haven't seen you post in a minute. Yeah. Do you still put post on your math page? Oh, you got banned? Scandalous. Scandalous. Oh, man. Oh, I'm glad you're here. You guys, I wanted to do this, but I'm literally, if you would see me right now, you would be laughing. I'm holding my son, he's feeding. I'm trying to write with one arm. So I'm not going to be able to make it to this, for this live, but I will be back on, for my Algebra 2 students. You guys said that you guys were doing polynomials. So, I will be back live. We could do polynomials with, operations like adding, subtracting, long division, synthetic division. We'll do that when I come back on tomorrow, okay? I do have, so I'll probably come on a little bit earlier tomorrow, like around 1 o'clock. I know some of you guys are going to be in school, but again, I do post my lives on my YouTube channel, okay, at Impact Math 19, so you can catch it there. Alrighty, you guys, have a wonderful, blessed day, and I will catch you on the next one. Thank you for joining me. Bye, everyone.